I know you've been wondering what it takes to flip a house in 2025. So I've decided to make a video about what it costs to flip a house in 2025. Um, this is an example, and if you do need maybe two videos about the houses that we flip this year, then I will go ahead and make a video if you comment and you say you need it. Okay. I'll do one or two videos for you for the houses that we flipped. Um, but this video here is what it takes to really flip a house in 2025. Okay. So a lot of people see that flipping a house looks very simple on the outside. Uh, People see a before and after picture, and it's easy to assume that the profit's obvious. In 2025, the real costs are very different from what most people actually expect. Okay, let's break it down. Usually, most people think flipping a house comes down to three numbers. Yeah, the purchase price, renovation costs, and resale price. Well, that's incomplete because the biggest risk is really your hidden costs. Because the purchase price is not the full cost. Um, you have a lot of other costs that can add up very quickly. So we're gonna go in each of these, the purchase price, renovation costs, and the resale price, and we're gonna break down some of the hidden costs you can encounter in each. Okay. Uh, Out of those numbers, there was a type of cost most people don't address. That's your holding costs. The holding costs, we'll get to that in about in a couple minutes. Um, so the purchase price, some of the hidden costs that you may encounter um, is interest points. You got to buy interest points to stay at a very uh, good interest rate or manageable. You have inspections you want to do, uh, so you can really control some of your costs, at least the things that are obvious. You have title fees, and then that's part of closing fees. Yeah. So closing costs will run you pretty up to $10,000 or close to that. You have renovation costs. So this is where things can really get out of control if you did not do an adequate enough inspection, and if the property that you purchased was not stripped down to the stud. Yeah. So if you still have walls and if there are plasters, um, even drywall, some of these walls will really get you surprised once you open them. Um, so, but some of the lesser costs, we can say permits, depends on what you need to do in your jurisdiction. Um, if someone is doing work for you, they are not licensed and they did not pull permits for work that do require a permit, then you'll get violations, and you have a number of days to address the violations or pay the violations or resolve the issue. If you do not evolve the issue, then you get more violations, which add up to a pretty bit more costs. Materials can change anytime. They did change. Today you have one price, maybe just 2 days later, the price is much higher. Um, and now this is a killer here. Timeline stretch. If you do not renovate your property in a timely fashion, you will spend a lot of money, a lot of money that you did not account for. And that money is not part of holding costs, it's really part of renovation costs, but it carries over to holding costs because you are holding the property while you're fixing it. It's taking you longer. All of that just compounds on you. And then you have sometimes surprises that may um, arise. You have uh, maybe the walls, you have studs, you have termites that may be eating your walls once you open your that may be eating your studs when you open your walls. That happens quite a lot. You have maybe knob and tubes that may exist if you have plaster. And if you do have plaster, that's a whole nother ball game. You are gonna spend a lot of time, a lot of labor to remove the plaster. They have these lats, wooden lats. You have to remove, and I can guarantee you, if you have plaster, you most likely have mesh wires for your electrical components. Therefore, um, you will have to remove the knob and tubes, and you will have to remove the electrical components, well, the wires. And then I can guarantee you also that your electrical panel needs upgrading. So just by removing the walls, and then you see you have um, mesh wires, then you need to do something about the electrical, unless you do not want to change the electrical panel. Holding costs. That's obvious. You have the mortgage you got to pay while you're doing renovation or every month. That's why speed is important. We can cut that down to the minimum if you have very light cosmetic work to do in a place. You have interest, and the mortgage is really interest. If you're using hard money or if you have a bank, you'll just pay normal interest. You have insurance you have to pay. You have to pay utilities to have access. Water, uh, electricity, sewer, so your people can do the work. You have property tax, which you may have already paid during the acquisition process, and you have maintenance. I heard Dave Ramsey said he was in a renovation for 4 years. Um, Imagine what the maintenance would be on that mortgage, the interest, holding costs was probably very significant. I'm positive that should have been a loss. The resale costs, and you have 6% agents, buying and selling agents. If you are a real estate agent yourself, so you just have to pay the buyer's agent commission. Um, that is about, I'd say, 3%. Some people can take 2 or 2.5, but the standard is 3% each agent. Okay, you can stage the home, so you sell it, you give the person an idea what the home would look like. That can increase interest and make you sell it faster. You have closing costs. Those no one can escape those, and then you have transfer taxes. Yeah. So the real cost here, we'll take some numbers with, we'll take an example with some true numbers. You buy property for $150,000, and you pay, let's say, $7,000 to $10,000 for the closing costs. which is typical, which is normal for this amount. Renovation is per your scope of work was 75,000, and then holding costs depends how long you keep the property can ramp up to 15,000, and selling costs can be between 25,000 and but it'll just be 6% of the property's value. Okay, so you have all of these costs you need to be aware of, uh, so you get good returns on your investment. You can make money. You will make money uh, uh, flipping a home, um, if you do it the right way. You have to move with speed. Speed is the number one thing after acquisition. But before acquisition, you really need to buy well. You have to buy a property, a good deal that makes sense if you're gonna spend time. Because sometimes you're gonna wish somebody paid you to take the property off their hands. And that is true for properties that do have plasters. You will spend a lot of money in demolition, a lot of money for dumpsters, because once the dumpster is full, you will always have a overweight charge. So you have to go about half a dumpster to avoid the overweight charge, but at the same time, you need more dumpsters. So if you want numbers from the property that had plaster, we renovated in 2025, I will give you the specific numbers as well as posting, uh, I would say, the purchase sheet, you know, that we receive from the title company, and we'll show those real numbers, and we'll show you how much we ended up spending extra on plaster related issues. Uh, the labor, the people it takes to really remove plaster, to carry it, it's very heavy. Um, it's time consuming, and a lot of cleanup. So if you did not um, budget about $10,000 to $15,000 to deal with the plaster in a 2,600 square foot home, 2,600 square foot property, duplex or multifamily, that's bigger than the duplex, then that could be a big surprise for you. Okay. Well, guys, just comment below. Let me know if you need those numbers. I will make another video with the actual property. And then if you want me to do a second property, I can do that with those numbers and what it really costs um, to flip a house in 2025.